What's up, everybody? I'm back with another devlog. It's been over a year since my last one, so I've made a ton of progress in the meantime, and I'm really excited to share it, so let's get into it. So the game starts off like this. We have no units. We have a few units that we can pick from in the store, and then we have this info over here. So we have 2 coins. Let's buy these guys. And as you can see, their armor just went up. So when you buy 2 units of the same element, so they're both earth, they get a bonus. So these elemental bonuses is something that I put a lot of thought into, because this is what you're going to be making a lot of your decisions based on, is getting these bonuses. And I wanted to make sure that they're kind of, each one is synergistic with the type of units that are going to have that element. So for example, floral. If you have a certain amount of floral units, you get regeneration at the end of the round, which means you heal at the end of each turn. And so I'm planning on giving most floral units some sort of synergy with healing, either like high base HP, or maybe it does something when an ally is healed or something like that. So what all these are is armor, or earth. If you have earth units, you get armor. If you have aquatic units, you reduce enemies' attack. The glacial units are going to stun enemies at the start of the battle. The toxic units are going to, every time an enemy receives damage, they also get poisoned. Lunar units are going to gain power at the end of the round if you have enough of them, and then the solar units are going to attack before the battle starts. I think I'm most excited about the solar unit synergy. I'm going to be doing a lot of the solar units. My plan is that they're going to be really strong early in the battle, and then they're going to kind of fall off the later the battle goes. So they're going to have to kill all the enemies before the battle goes on for too long. And then lunar is going to be the opposite. So lunar units want the battle to go on for as long as possible, because they gain stats at the end of each round in battle. So we kind of got like a little opposite thing going here with the solar lunar. Okay, so we spent all our gold. We don't really have too much to think about here. We only have 2 units. You can preview the enemies. It's 1 snail. So I think we're going to be able to beat it. Let's go ahead and start it. Before every battle, you're going to be able to pick if you want to give the enemies a buff in exchange for an extra reward after the battle. So let's accept that. The snail gets 1 power. And then here is kind of the battling. And this is really important to make everything clear what is happening, which is why between certain actions, it pauses and you have to click. So right there, the scorpion just attacked, or started its attack, applied its on attack ability, which is to apply 1 poison to the target, and then it finished its attack, and it paused during that so you could see what was happening. If you can't tell what's happening in these battles, then you're not really going to have much reason to think about your strategy, because if you don't understand what the different units' abilities are actually doing, then I think that takes a lot of fun out of the game. So this is kind of the main thing that has been taking the most time lately, is getting this working in a way that feels good to kind of click through and have the battle happen so you can understand it. So yeah, like right there, snail just took 1 poison damage, which is why kind of a little damage thing popped up, and then its poison got reduced by 1. Every time you take poison damage, your poison gets reduced by 1. Okay, so we won. We get 5 coins base for winning the battle, and then an extra 2 because we picked to give the snail 1 extra power. Okay, so let's take a look at how some of this stuff is working. The units, actually, every different kind of unit is going to have unique abilities, but they're all going to use the same code and only run differently based on what these attributes are. So the skunk, I set its power to 3, its HP to 8, and I just do that right here in this dictionary. I set its types, its description, and then its abilities. And so the abilities, my goal with these is to make it really easy to change something's ability. Like once I program a keyword, I should be able to take 2 seconds and apply that keyword to a new unit that I'm making, or change a unit to a different keyword. So nothing is really kind of set in stone with any of these units, which is really important to me to be able to change them. So the abilities are organized as a dictionary of triggers. So round end is a trigger, and then round end is going to have an array of the abilities that are going to trigger on round end. So the skunk has 1 round end ability, and the ability is going to be a dictionary of attributes. So it's got who is it targeting, how many triggers is it going to, how many times is it going to trigger, and this is based on what level it is. What stat is it going to be changing? It's going to be poisoning something, and then a description for the battle log. And so yeah, I've got all these different abilities, or all these different units. There's a ton of them, and I've got a good amount of these keywords left to program. The only ones that I have actually done are armor, poison, round end, and on attack. But now that I've finished that, I can add as many units with those keywords as I want to without really having to code anything extra, and it's going to be really easy to change their stats in the future if I want to. So the next thing I'm going to be working on is just getting it to a point where it's playable. So you can play through the whole game and either win or lose. And you sort of can right now, but it's just there's not really enough units for it to really be interesting yet, and there's not really enough abilities for it to be interesting. So we're pretty close to getting to that point, I think, where you can play through the entire game. But I just need to keep working on coding the keywords. I'm eventually going to add weapons, so just something that you equip to each unit. It's going to be like a permanent upgrade that you can store in your inventory and switch between units. So like, for example, give something +2 attack. Like that's going to be something that you're going to put on somebody who gets a benefit from having more attack. But yeah, I'm going to try and be more consistent with the devlogs. It's been a while since my last one, but yeah, that's what we're doing right now. So thanks for watching, everybody.